Pikitup services the entire 1,625 square kilometre area of Johannesburg, collecting and disposing domestic waste generated by 3.82 million citizens. The city of Johannesburg and Pickitup recently launched their Clean City campaign. It's aimed at enhancing the cleanliness of the city ahead of the Confederations Cup, the 2010 FIFA World Cup and beyond. The 20 million rand campaign will kick off in June.
The Clean City campaign is a campaign that we started as Pikitup. It's aimed at the residents of Johannesburg to basically change their mindsets, their attitudes and their habits with regard to waste management, to bring them on board to help us as Pikitup to keep the city clean. And we're saying, why do we need their support? We need their support because in terms of the resources that we are using to clean Johannesburg, they are almost more than enough. But if the people continue to dump illegally, if they continue to litter indiscriminately, we will not get the city clean. Therefore, we need to bring them on board, and that is why we've launched this Clean City campaign. It's a massive educational media drive to get the attitudes and habits of the residents of Johannesburg changed towards waste management. Okay, the funding for this project comes from the city of Johannesburg because we are an entity owned by the city of Johannesburg, and therefore the funding comes from there to ensure that we have this educational drive and campaign successful to reach out to the 3.8 million residents of Johannesburg. But in a way, it is funded by their own citizens of Johannesburg because the city generates its revenue through rates and taxes. So certainly, the residents of Johannesburg are funding this project that is aimed at changing their own attitudes, habits, and ensuring that we keep the city clean.
The managing director of Pikitup, Zamin Nkosi, said that they want to make sure that we have a cleaner city, but at the same time take advantage of the hype around 2010.
What we're saying is that we're hosting the Confederations Cup, we're hosting 2010. We need to get our house in order. We need to clean our house to ensure that when the guest comes, the house is clean. But most importantly, when they leave, we must maintain that level of cleanliness. In fact, intensify on it. So we're saying, as a country, as a city, we are looking forward to hosting these two very important events, and everybody is excited about that. Let us use that excitement, that hype that we have towards these two important occasions to ensure that we mobilize and we get to as many people as possible in Johannesburg and change their attitudes towards waste management.
The campaign, which plans to run for 2.5 years' theme is Pitch In and We'll Pick It Up. It's a message to residents and businesses to play a part in keeping the city clean.
The slogan that we chose for the campaign is Pitch In, We'll Pick It Up. What we're simply saying is that get involved, be part of it, pitch in, as in, and of course there also, there's this analogy to the great game, soccer, where we say pitch in and we will pick it up. And as pick it up, our role is to pick up waste, preferably that is in waste containers, because it costs us 4 times more to pick up the same waste if it's illegally dumped. So we want the residents of Johannesburg, the citizens of Johannesburg, to pitch in, put their waste in the bins that we have provided, and we as Pick It Up will come and pick it up. Therefore, that's why we say pitch in, we'll pick it up. We will be embarking on a road show to go to the different corporates to get them involved in this project. We need them as partners. We need them as corporate citizenship, but we also need them as residents of Johannesburg to come on board. So definitely, corporate involvement is essential in this project because we cannot do it alone. And that is why we need them to be part and parcel of this project. And that's why we're going to visit a lot of them now to identify with the project. Some have indicated willingness already to be part and parcel of the Clean City campaign, and we welcome that, but we need much more to come on board.
53 environmental rangers will work with Johannesburg Municipal Police Department's 47 officers who have been trained to curb illegal dumping, which is the biggest contribution to litter around Johannesburg. With these rangers and the new technology that is going to be implemented is sure to make Johannesburg a greener place, both for the people living there and the visitors expected in the near future.
We are implementing quite a number of technologies in line with this pitch in, we'll pick it up. We're putting underground separation at source bins. Now these are waste bins that you don't see, they're underground bins, and in each bay there will be 4, and each bin would then take your paper, plastic, glass and green waste. That way we're encouraging the separation of waste at source, and we're discouraging waste from going to the landfill site, because we have a problem, and the problem is that we don't have endless airspace. We are running short of space, and we cannot continue filling our landfill sites at the rate that we're filling them with now. And that is why the underground bin project would help us to firstly separate at source, which is a culture that we want to inculcate in the city, but also minimize waste that is going to the landfill sites. The overall objective of the campaign is to ensure that the city of Johannesburg is clean. But we acknowledge that we cannot do it alone as Pikitup. We need the citizens of Johannesburg to play their part. Play their part by taking out their bins on the designated day of collection. Play their part by ensuring that they take their waste to the 48 garden sites that we have throughout the city, or the 4 landfill sites that we have. They must use those facilities to ensure that we maintain a clean city. And that is why this campaign is all about ensuring that the city is clean.